Common roots of the military, political and business organizations. A few people pay attention to the fact that today's military, political and business organizations have the same roots. They are successors to the early modern military entrepreneurship that embraced three spheres: the military companies or mercenary bands, trade companies and banker houses, and dictatorial political regimes. The military entrepreneurs recruited, armed and led the bands of the early modern armies for which monarchs paid them. Their personnel were not serfs or other dependents obliged to serve by their social position. They were free laborers. It was a practice that brought about the capitalist market of free labor. It was not a particular West European practice. The freely hired military bands composed most of the Ottoman forces and the Russian forces from the end of the 16th century. The early modern trade companies were the same military bands, but focused not on fighting, but on profiteering, on the supply of the goods that they enforced through the borders and guarded from bandits and state tributes. It was the case with the Portuguese, British and French merchant companies in India, Spanish companies in America, and Russian companies which explored Siberia. The company, as the base unit of business organization, was born in this activity. The mercenary bands and armed commerce were the prime clients of the banking houses and other forms of cash suppliers. Most of today's financial instruments, like bonds, shares, mortgages, paper currency, and non-cash accounts, originated there. At last, the political regimes and structure of power of today emerged in the early modern states that started to function not as a combination of social states, like in medieval epoch, but as military dictatorships, tributing and coercing the population for military needs. It was the fiscal military state. Today, 500 years later, the military, political and business organizations are wrapped in civilized cover, but the nature and principles of their functioning remain the same. Force, coercion, aggression and profiteering prevail in their agenda. In my course on military strategy for competitive struggle, I teach to understand the true nature and roots of their organizations and their interaction in all three spheres to make and carry out the right strategy.